started with today's episode, I would like to quickly read you our podcast disclaimer. This podcast is for educational purposes only, and it is not to substitute for professional care by a doctor or other qualified medical professional. You should always speak with your physician or other healthcare professionals before doing any fasting, changing your diet in any way, taking or adjusting any medications or supplements, or adopting any treatment plan for a health problem. The use of any other products or services purchased by you as a result of this podcast does not create a healthcare provider-patient relationship between you and any of the experts affiliated with this podcast. Any information and statements regarding dietary supplements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration and are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. All right, and now we'll get started with today's episode.
Welcome back, everyone. This is a bite-sized episode of the Fasting Method podcast, and this is Dr. Terri Lance. It has been a moment since I've done one of these bite-sized episodes. I had a bit of a bike accident and a few broken bones, so I am well on my healing path and able to come back and start sharing some episodes with you. So one of the things I wanted to talk about is the idea of having a strong why. Why are you doing this journey? Why is changing your health important to you? Why is losing weight, losing body fat, why is that important to you? And it's going to vary person to person. What may sound like a really strong why to one person would not motivate another person, and that's okay. The goal here is to find the why that works for you. Now, just there, I made it sound as if there is only one right answer for each person, that there is one why. That's not always the case. You may have many reasons why you are working on this transformation health-wise and physically and mentally, or there may be one or two really large whys that are important to you. It's okay either way. But what I want to encourage you to do is to really spend some time reflecting, because you are asking your brain and your body to defy habits that they've created over the past 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years. And you're also asking your brain to defy some kind of instinctive reactions like, oh, haven't had food in a certain time, must tell this person to go get food or we will die. So you are fighting some of those biological predispositioned ways of responding. However, you need to remember those responses no longer really fit our food availability today. Now that we have a refrigerator, some of us have 2 freezers in our home. We have a grocery store within a couple of miles. We have delivery services that will drop off food within 45 minutes or so. This is not the same food environment where our body first developed these instincts or used these instincts. So we are having to go against them a little bit. So it's important to remind yourself what you are doing. You may find in some ways is quite easy, but there are aspects of this journey that are complicated and that, as I said, go against what your brain and body naturally want to do. Also, many of us are doing something in this process that causes us to defy what other people in our life are doing or want us to do or expect us to do. So we are challenged as we are doing some of these really important health improvement strategies. So what I want to encourage you to really reflect on is why? Why do I value this journey? Why do I listen to this podcast? Why do I shop in a certain way at the grocery store? Why am I willing to skip some meals? My hope is that you come up with some reasons, some health benefits, and some improvements in your life that are valuable enough to you that it is worth doing something that's challenging. Recently in the TFM community, someone came into one of my large community meetings to share something, and I thought this was just brilliant, so I wanted to share it with you. She identified the fact that oftentimes in our community, she hears people talk about finding their why. And oftentimes she hears people talking about one why. Like there is one overarching reason that really motivates people. And she identified that she struggles with this. There was not one strong enough why that would motivate her to do these things that she was asking herself to do in this transformational journey. So what she decided to do was she started creating a list of 100 whys. 100 reasons that doing all of this was worthwhile to her, why she valued it. And so some of these might be giant whys and some of them might be smaller whys. But what I loved about her strategy is that it gave her 100 ways to refute that lower brain, that animal brain, that immediate gratification that we are often seeking. She has 100 reasons to not give in to those impulses or those desires, rather than only having one. So for her, this was a great way to highlight so many reasons, so many things that are important to her. And like I said, some of them might be really big, like you might say, well, both my parents and many of my aunts and uncles have had type 2 diabetes. I've watched members of my family really struggle with their health. So one of my big whys is that I don't want to become diabetic. I don't want to have neuropathy pain. I don't want to risk losing a toe or a limb. So that may be a large why for you. And then a smaller why on that same continuum may be, I want to feel energized after a meal. I don't want to feel like I need to stop and take a nap because I've eaten. Great. Then doing the things that you're learning to do, eating in a way that's appropriate for your body, that works for your body, and taking pauses from eating by using intermittent fasting, those become super relevant when you think about those whys, those reasons that this is important to you. So if you're struggling with coming up with just one giant why that drives everything for you, please don't feel pressured. Go ahead and break it down. Come up with 10 whys, 20 whys, 50 whys, 100 whys. You will have so much more kind of teeth in the game, so to speak, that you'll have reasons that push you to make the choices that are in your best interest. Because the other things that influence our choices aren't always in our best interest, but they might feel good in the moment. But by focusing on these reasons, these whys, we can make more consistent choices that really serve our body and serve our goals. Many of us have accomplishments we want to do. We want to get into a certain outfit or a certain size, or we want to have a certain amount of stamina or physical ability to do something, or we want a certain lab marker when we go to our doctor next time. We want that to be improved. These are really, really important goals. So translating them into your motivation. Next time when I come back to you, I'm going to use another example of some motivation that I hope may help some of you. But I think this motivation idea, finding your why, finding relevant whys, and also accepting that your why is going to change. As you move through this journey, it's going to continue to evolve. As you accomplish certain goals, they're not going to motivate you anymore. You're going to have to choose new ones. So I hope that this conversation and the one that I come to next time, as far as motivation go, help you. So I hope everyone finds their way in these next few weeks to do the things that they want to do for their body, make clear goals, and then set up your behaviors to help you achieve those goals. I look forward to talking to you soon. Take good care, everybody.